Hello, this is Paul from Rosie's 1901, and we have a very special guest with us today. It's Allie from Law Tigers.
How
And
are
oh, I'm
you?
doing great. How are you?
I'm happy to be here. I've been dying to do your podcast. You said yes to me, so I'm here for the fun.
Well, good. That's what it's all about. Tell us a little bit about you and a little bit about Law Tigers.
I'm Allie Bockler-Blanche. I'm originally from Illinois. I live in Panama City Beach now with my husband, who is named Parker. He just retired from the Marine Corps, and he's got a lot of extra time on his hands. So if anybody's got any jobs for him to do, he's now accepting. We also have our dog Mavis, who is an 11-year-old hound mix. She was just nominated Pet of the Month within our apartment complex, so we're pretty proud of the old mutt. But yes, my territory with Law Tigers Florida Panhandle is from Tallahassee to Mobile, all lower Alabama, and basically the whole Panhandle.
So you're on the beach all the time.
I love it. You couldn't ask for more of a better view than when you're riding around in a big Tiger van all day, all along the coast. But I love the job. If you're not familiar with what Law Tigers is, we are motorcycle injury lawyers. I am the marketing manager for the law firm. So Law Tigers actually originated in Scottsdale, Arizona, 22 years ago now. And we only do motorcycle injury cases. That's all we do. And everybody who is associated on staff, all of the attorneys, everybody rides. And I think that's important because when you are fighting for someone, you want to know what they need. So not only do we fight to, negotiate those medical bills down so you have a settlement you can actually survive on, but we also take care of your bike. We, either we can replace it, we can get it through a shop, a local shop, your favorite shop, and help them out as well. We replace your riding gear. You've likely ruined that during whatever
Absolutely.
slide you were doing. So we replace that. But you have to know as a rider what to fight for, and I think that's important. And that's why it turns out we're pretty good at what we do. With being in over 40 different states now, we've just unlocked some new territories. Daytona, Florida is a big
Great.
Yep, up Utah, we're really all over for the last 22 years, like I said, and we've recovered over $1 billion for our clients. Law Tigers, we not only fight for medical injuries and medical and riders for their cases, but we also support clubs. We are at all of the rallies. We support events and definitely shops like yours, which is on my route, and I'm so happy.
Well, that's the number one thing. I remember, and some guys and gals out there may also remember Chris because he was here very prevalent for a while. But Chris got promoted, I understand.
Yes, so I love Chris, and I'm not just saying that because he's my boss, but he just really knows his stuff, and he's such a nice guy. But Chris Literal, shout out to you. He's now the regional marketing director, and so my boss on a team of, I think there's like 8 or 9 of us from Louisiana, Georgia, different parts of Florida, and Alabama. And so now he's been promoted to regional, and he just got the accolade of Regional Marketing Manager of the Year. He beat out all the other Law Tiger regional managers for that. So well-deserved. But
And I believe
he's
you
so
won.
busy.
You won an award as well, didn't you?
I did. I got the Social Media Marketing Manager of the Year award, along with, I share the title with Gabriel Aragon. He is in the San Diego market. So,
Okay.
But what a thrill that was. And it's just, winning an award, it was just so great. And it's honestly inspired me to do even better job than I was doing. It's funny how those awards work like that.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Let's get down to something that I'm curious about. Okay, I understand that you Law Tigers deals primarily with motorcycle injury things. Why is Law Tigers a better choice than, say, just any other personal injury attorney that may be local?
People, I do get that question a lot because a lot of people have, their family lawyer or their small town lawyer that's been in the area, and it's who they know. But like I said, we know what you need when it happens, and it can be a very overwhelming time. A lot of times, this just happens to you. You can be the most seasoned of riders and still get hit by the worst driver on the road. And it's unfortunate, and we never want anybody to go down. That's the crazy thing about this. It's like, I want you to have my card, but I also don't ever want you to actually go down. But when you do go down, I am the phone number to have, and it's 850-771-5130.
Yeah, there you go. That
you
plug,
can call
right?
me at 3 in the morning if you need to, but it's the resource that you need, and it's a great jumping off point where you are probably overwhelmed, licking your wounds, not thinking about your bike, your riding gear. You've got a lot on your mind. So it's a free case evaluation. You don't pay anything until something's recovered for you. So you have nothing to lose but to call us. And that's all we do. I also like to say, Waffle House. I love Waffle House, by the way. But, you could go there for steak and eggs. But when you want steak, you're going to go to a steak house who does this only and have won awards for it and knows how to prepare it and knows how to cook it and serve it. And that's all they do. And they do it well. That's all what we do too. We only do motorcycle injury cases. We're very good at it because we have no other distractions but that. And we know what you're fighting for. And we're riding along with you in the community.
Well, you'll find out that most professionals, they do one thing and they do it very well. It's just like somebody, if you had 5 blockages like I did in the heart, and the person that I went to is a guy that does it every day,
Right.
2 and 3 times a day, not just every other Thursday at 10. That's not the guy you want to go to.
Right.
You want the guy that knows it. It's repetitious. He knows the pitfalls, the downfalls,
Right.
so you know exactly what you're getting into.
Exactly. Like there's still a doctor, but you're not going to go
Exactly.
to the proctologist
Right.
for a foot problem.
That's exactly right. So what's the biggest problems that most motorcyclists get into when they have an accident? Is it just not calling somebody immediately, or just don't make any statements because at that time you're in shock, you're in trauma. There's things that may or may not be running through your mind that are correct. Sometimes you just need to take a breath and stop for a second. Is that
Yes.
something that you're looking at?
You're mostly overwhelmed. It can be really chaotic time. That's why I don't know. Well, I know Paul, but we give out these biker wallets that people put in their saddlebags. They can put their registrations in, their license, whatever it's waterproof. But we give these out at all the rallies. We put up little stands in shops, and they're free to everyone. And there's so many people that I know that have called because they didn't know what to do. But that number, 1-800-LAW-TIGERS, is on that biker wallet in that saddlebag. And I've heard wives say, when we showed up at the scene, we didn't know what to do. I saw that number. I called right away. And again, you have nothing to lose because it's a free case evaluation.
Right.
Sometimes we have to turn down a case. It might not be a fit, but at least it's a good jumping off point to get some answers fast and use us as the resource that you need in a time of need.
That's one thing that we had at our pilot union. I flew for the airlines for 27 years, and that was one thing they very early on did, is they put out a nice little little piece of paper that had, do these 5 things.
Right.
And do them in order, And basically it was not only was it protecting you, it was protecting the company, it was protecting against bad information that the media might get a hold of.
Right.
And so it does help to have a little card or something to remind you.
Some direction.
I need to do. And if you look at your little insurance for your car, your motorcycle, or whatever, most of these insurance companies have a little thing on your
Right.
on their
Step
receipt.
1,
Yep.
don't freak out.
Exactly.
You're still alive. 2,
That's exactly right.
call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS or 850-771-5130.
There you go. But the biggest thing that I see is that people, like I say, they don't take stock of their own body. When you get up from an accident, you're wanting to get out of the road before, something else happens. You want to get your bike out of the road. You're worried about it more probably so than you are yourself. And you may have a broken leg, you may have a broken back, you don't know. So you need to take time to stop. And that's one of the first things that I notice that most of these cars have. Check your health.
Yes.
Where are you right now?
Yes,
You
check
know.
your health, document everything. You may be walking fine after the accident, but you also could be in shock and not feeling any pain. And that might not set in until 12, 24, 48 hours. And you'll and then that's sometimes when you realize, wow, I didn't get their license. I didn't document this. I didn't take pictures. I didn't let the police know that everything that so definitely take a pause, get your camera out, get your phone out, get names, numbers, witnesses, anything that you can gather, or, and like a lot of times, you're busted up and you can't do that for yourself. And, hopefully,
Hopefully it never happens.
hopefully it
That
never
happens.
ever happens.
This is one service that you hope you never have to use, Okay, going forward with motorcyclists in our area, does it matter what kind of bike they ride?
No. As
No,
long as
I'm
you're-
not talking about Harley versus Honda, Suzuki, but if they are on a scooter,
Okay.
they're still your law firm, right?
Oh, I see what you're
See what I'm
talking about.
saying? Yeah.
Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. I think so. I mean, they're a rider. If they have a motorcycle injury and we're hit, I think that that's still a case that we would, consider.
Okay, but what you normally do is y'all are going to talk to whoever it is. You're going to make a determination as to whether the fit and whether you have something that will be a benefit to them.
Yes.
Now, if you don't have something that's a benefit, will you point them towards other attorneys or other law firms that may specialize a little in different ways of what they're looking for?
Right, depending on where they are locally, depending on the circumstance, for sure. We have another great thing about Law Tigers is we have a whole nation of network of lawyers and attorneys out there. So, our resources are strong.
Yeah, okay, great. Listen, one thing that we need to do, and because it's on every advertisement out there, you are not an attorney. I am not an attorney.
Correct.
And so we're not giving legal information in any shape, form, or fashion. This is just about media and what people need to do in case they were. Then they can get in touch with a competent attorney at Law Tigers.
I appreciate this disclaimer, Paul. I love it. Yeah,
Well, we want to keep everybody
and I
happy.
will say, despite some of our billboard confusion, we aren't insurance either. Sometimes we're like, oh, yeah, I'll switch from Progressive to you. And it's like, well, we're not insurance. But if you have a motorcycle injury case, we can take you.
Well, I think you've already told us this, but let's just run through it one more time. If they need to get in touch with Law Tigers, would you happen to have that number in mind?
I have it right off the cuff. Well, you could call the national network 1-800-LAW-TIGERS. But if you are in the region of Tallahassee to Mobile and all bits in between along the Panhandle, give me a call directly. You can call anytime in the middle of the night if you need to. I'm here to help. 850-771-5130.
Thank you so much. Allie's one of our favorite people that comes into the shop. She's always bringing us a little bit of goodies every now and then. And
Bagels this morning.
Yeah, bagels this morning. But we do pass those out to our riders, which they make good goodie bags when people come in. We sold a bike a few weeks ago, and I had some Law Tiger stuff. So they got a pad, a sticky pad, a pen, a card. They got the little thing where you can actually put your license and stuff in that you were talking about, the little folding Law Tiger thing. So we do give that out when just on random or whatever.
Right.
But we do appreciate you coming by and letting us know that you care about our bikers.
I do.
And
I
that's the
care
best
about
thing.
your bikers, your customers, you and Miss Janice, everybody here at Rosie's. You are also one of my favorite shops. So I love coming to Mobile.
Great. Thank you so much. And that will do it for us for now. This is Paul with Rosie's 1901, and we'll call this our first edition of the truBiker Report.